Oakland, California, renowned for its diverse culture and rich history, is also infamous for its high crime rates, particularly in certain neighborhoods. East Oakland, West Oakland, and areas like the lower bottoms have become synonymous with violent crimes, drug trafficking, and gang activities. This article delves into the alarming statistics and real-life scenarios that make these neighborhoods some of the most dangerous in Oakland. By examining crime data, personal accounts, and expert analyses, we aim to shed light on the severity of the situation without proposing solutions, but focusing on the raw reality of these high-risk areas. Oakland's reputation as a city plagued by crime is not without basis. East Oakland in particular stands out as a hotspot for criminal activities. According to recent crime reports, this area experiences an exceptionally high rate of violent crimes including homicides, assaults, and robberies. The sheer frequency of these incidents creates an environment of fear and insecurity for residents. East Oakland's homicide rate is particularly concerning. Data from the Oakland Police Department indicates that this neighborhood sees a significantly higher number of murders compared to the city's average. Gang-related violence is a primary driver of these homicides. Turf wars between rival gangs often result in deadly shootouts with innocent bystanders sometimes caught in the crossfire. This constant threat of violence forces many residents to live in a state of perpetual alertness. Drug trafficking further exacerbates the danger in East Oakland. The neighborhood is a known hub for the sale and distribution of narcotics including methamphetamine, heroin, and cocaine. Drug dealers operate openly, often using intimidation and violence to maintain control over their territories. The pervasive drug culture not only fuels violent crime but also leads to widespread addiction and related health crises among the local population. West Oakland, while geographically closer to the city's economic center, is not exempt from the high crime rates that plague East Oakland. The neighborhood's proximity to the Port of Oakland makes it a strategic location for both legal and illegal activities. Drug trafficking and gang disputes are rampant, often turning the streets into battlegrounds. The Oakland Police Department's crime data reveals that West Oakland experiences a high incidence of assaults and robberies, further contributing to the residents' sense of insecurity. The lower bottoms, a subset of West Oakland, has its unique challenges. Historically a vibrant African-American community, it has been severely affected by economic decline and crime. Despite efforts at revitalization, the area continues to grapple with high rates of violent crime. Gang violence and drug-related activities remain pervasive, making it one of the most dangerous places in Oakland. Residents of the lower bottoms frequently report hearing gunshots, a testament to the level of violence that persists in the area. The impact of these high crime rates on the daily lives of residents cannot be overstated. Many people in East and West Oakland modify their daily routines to avoid becoming victims of crime. Simple activities such as walking to the store or letting children play outside are fraught with danger. The constant fear of being attacked, robbed, or caught in gang crossfire takes a significant psychological toll on the community. Crime statistics paint a grim picture of life in these neighborhoods. According to the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting or UCR program, Oakland has one of the highest rates of violent crime among cities of its size in the United States. The UCR data shows that in recent years, Oakland's violent crime rate was approximately 1,299 incidents per 100,000 residents, significantly higher than the national average of 366.7. This disparity underscores the severity of the crime problem in the city, with East and West Oakland being the epicenters. Robberies are another common and terrifying aspect of life in these neighborhoods. The UCR data highlights that Oakland's robbery rate is alarmingly high, with many incidents involving firearms. Residents often report being mugged at gunpoint, sometimes in broad daylight. These robberies contribute to an overall atmosphere of lawlessness and fear. In addition to violent crimes, property crimes are also rampant in these areas. Burglaries, thefts, and motor vehicle thefts are common occurrences. The constant threat of having one's home broken into or car stolen adds to the stress and anxiety experienced by residents. Property crime rates in Oakland are significantly higher than the national average, further highlighting the city's struggle with crime. The role of gangs in perpetuating violence and crime in Oakland cannot be ignored. Gang-related activities are a major contributor to the high crime rates in East and West Oakland. The city is home to several notorious gangs including the Border Brothers, Norteños, and Sureños. These gangs are involved in various illegal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and violent crimes. Gang members often engage in turf wars, leading to deadly shootouts and retaliatory violence that endangers the broader community. The presence of illegal firearms exacerbates the violence in these neighborhoods. Gun violence is a pervasive issue, with many crimes involving the use of firearms. According to the Oakland Police Department, a significant proportion of homicides and assaults in the city are committed with guns. The easy availability of firearms contributes to the high rates of violent crime, making disputes more likely to end in deadly encounters. The impact of crime on the youth in these neighborhoods is particularly troubling. Many young people in East and West Oakland grow up in environments where violence and crime are normalized. The constant exposure to such conditions can have detrimental effects on their mental health and development. Schools in these areas often struggle with safety issues, as gang influence and violence spill over into the educational environment. Students face the dual challenge of navigating their academic responsibilities while avoiding the dangers that surround them. Despite the pervasive crime, there are pockets of resilience within these communities. Some residents band together to form neighborhood watch groups and community organizations aimed at reducing violence and supporting victims of crime. These grassroots efforts, while often limited in scope, provide some relief and a sense of solidarity among residents. However, the scale of the problem often overwhelms these initiatives, highlighting the need for broader systemic changes to effectively address the crime crisis in Oakland. The psychological impact of living in such high-crime areas is profound. Chronic exposure to violence and the constant threat of danger can lead to mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Many residents report feeling a pervasive sense of hopelessness and despair, compounded by the lack of adequate mental health services. The stigma associated with mental health issues further prevents many from seeking help, leaving them to cope with their trauma in isolation. The economic implications of crime in Oakland's most dangerous neighborhoods are also significant. High crime rates deter businesses from investing in these areas, leading to economic stagnation and a lack of job opportunities. This creates a cycle where poverty and crime reinforce each other, making it difficult for residents to break free from the conditions that perpetuate violence. The economic decline in these neighborhoods is both a cause and a consequence of the high crime rates, creating a vicious cycle that is hard to break. Moreover, the high crime rates have a broader impact on the city's reputation and tourism industry. Oakland's image as a dangerous city can deter tourists and potential residents, further exacerbating the economic challenges faced by the community. The negative perception of the city due to its crime problem can also affect property values and deter external investment, further hindering efforts to revitalize these neighborhoods. Law enforcement in Oakland faces significant challenges in addressing the high crime rates. The Oakland Police Department is often stretched thin, with limited resources to address the widespread violence and criminal activities. The relationship between the police and the community is also strained, with incidents of police brutality and racial profiling exacerbating the mistrust between residents and law enforcement. This lack of trust makes it difficult for the police to effectively do their job, as residents may be reluctant to cooperate or provide information that could help solve crimes. The court system also plays a role in the perpetuation of crime in Oakland. Many residents feel that the justice system is stacked against them, with high rates of incarceration and harsh sentencing for minor offenses. This has led to a sense of hopelessness and mistrust in the justice system. Reforms aimed at reducing incarceration rates, providing alternatives to imprisonment, and supporting re-entry programs for formerly incarcerated individuals are crucial in rebuilding trust and improving community relations. The social and cultural fabric of these neighborhoods is deeply affected by the high crime rates. The constant fear and instability disrupt social networks and erode community cohesion. Families are often torn apart by violence and incarceration, and the sense of community that once existed in these neighborhoods is weakened. Despite these challenges, there are efforts to rebuild and strengthen community ties through local organizations and community-led initiatives. Environmental factors also contribute to the high crime rates in these neighborhoods. Poor infrastructure, lack of green spaces, and environmental hazards such as pollution can exacerbate the challenges faced by residents. Improving the physical environment through initiatives such as community gardens, cleanup efforts, and infrastructure improvements can have a positive impact on reducing crime and improving the quality of life for residents. In conclusion, Oakland's most dangerous neighborhoods present a stark picture of the challenges faced by residents. High crime rates, driven by gang violence, drug trafficking, and economic hardship, create an environment of fear and insecurity. The impact on the community is profound, affecting every aspect of daily life. While there are efforts to address the issue, the scale and complexity of the problem require a multifaceted approach and significant resources. Understanding the severity of the situation is the first step in acknowledging the need for comprehensive and sustained efforts to improve safety and quality of life for Oakland's residents.